I swear to God, how can you play with this sensitivity? Like, it's so low. It's actually kind of crazy. It do be kind of crazy though. Like this. Okay.
Welcome to Summoner's Rift.
Sound. I'm sorry, I'm just gonna do this real quick.
30 seconds until minions
Can I
spawn.
summon more out? Oh, cool skin by the way. Okay, but let's think about this matchup, right? So you're playing against Malphite, I'm assuming. You have a Master Yi and they play like Kayn in jungle. Whatever. I mean, it is Malphite mid, right? Yeah, it is. Oh, you just juked that guy. Okay, I'm just gonna set the speed up a bit. Okay, so because Malphite is ranged, obviously you can get the priority, as I talked about in my previous video. You believe... Okay, so let me just pause this real quick. Can I do this? No, can I do this? Okay, you have three main goals, right? Because your early game is better than his, you want to use your ability to get priority in a way that will help your jungler get vision to know where their jungler is, set up roams, get gold leads, etc, etc. Because he has Ignite, he can't really do anything pre-level 6, right? What's he gonna do? He's gonna spam you with Qs, and that's gonna hurt a lot actually. I'm not sure. It's a long time since I played against Malphite, so we'll see how much that hurts. But because he's a melee champion and you have more wave clear, he doesn't really have any CC, so you're not that likely to die to a gank, right? Plus Kayn, he's a farming jungler, which means that he will probably not like gank super much early game, right? Okay, so um, you want to poke him, you want to push the wave. This is your like goal in this lane before level 6 at least. Okay, so you're playing a bit too far here. You want to be able to hit him with your Qs as well. Okay. I don't even know if I realize. Let me just go back 15 seconds. Okay, let's see here. I'm just gonna notice the minimap to see if, yeah. So you can tell by the way that both the side lanes are arriving early. That means that their jungler is not getting a lead or leash. I mean, so yeah, there's not really a way to know where their jungler is at this point. I probably wouldn't have guessed that their Kayn is gonna solo invade their top side. But that's also because like Master Yi didn't cover his top side or anything because he's stupid. Okay, so this looks good. At least you're getting a slow push towards his tower, meaning that the wave that's gonna crash his tower is gonna be quite big, and he's gonna struggle to last it. But you definitely want to play more aggressive in this lane, because all he can do is hit you with Qs, right? And so can he, or so can you. You can hit him with your Qs, and he can hit with with his Qs. But if you get the wave push under his turret, you can always just reset, get a better reset timer in than him, and then have full HP and more like items, and he'll be forced to stay in lane. So a good ward, really good ward by the way. But the thing is, this wave is way too small. You have to realize this is what I meant when thinking of the matchup, right? You know that he's melee, he's a tank pretty much. He's not that good of a mid laner, obviously. That's why people not playing him that much. So this is good. Like this what you're doing right now, this is perfect. This is what you want to do. Let me just show you why this is really good. Oh, my bad. Okay, oops, you missed that cannon. Terrible. Okay, you know that this guy will want the cannon, right? And he'll have to choose between queuing you or queuing the cannon. If he walks up to kill the cannon with his auto attack, he'll get off your WQ auto, which is electrocute proc, right? So he has to decide here to give up the cannon. He goes for the Q on the cannon, and he eats an entire combo. This is perfect. You're using not only your wave to trade with him, but also like you obviously win trades because he can only use Q. You can use QW. You're slow pushing the wave. This is really good. You have a ward on top side. Good trade. Not so good tower shot. This is fine. Okay. In this scenario, because you already put a ward down, this is fine. Just poking him under turret. This is perfect. This is perfectly done. Okay, so you're running a bit low on mana here. So, yeah, this is fine actually. You can definitely help him here. Okay. Also a fine reset. See what you get. Okay, definitely not Sapphire Crystal here. I would prefer Dark Seal. Um, yeah, definitely Dark Seal. This purchase is not really optimal. Dark Seal is much more gold efficient. It gives you much more value if you get to snowball with it. Okay, so he's backing, and you know that. In this scenario, you just want to be focusing like on last hitting. You just don't want to lose any of these bad boys. Yeah, and I'm sure that you know that this guy reset because you also just recalled, right? So you don't want to push this wave super quickly because you know that he'll arrive at time anyway because his wave was under your turret, which means that because he crashed the wave will push towards him. So you don't want to push this so super fast. What you want to do in this scenario is you want to slow push it, meaning that you only want to last hit like in the last second, which allows your minions to build up to being a huge wave, right? And when you have a huge wave crashing his tower, it'll take him first of all longer to clear it, which will give you more time to deep ward, roam, reset, whatever you want to do, or it'll give you more time to harass him under the turret with your longer range. This is fine. You're going to ward. Okay, this ward is questionable because, well, first of all, control wards on top side is suboptimal because this doesn't really allow your bot lane to play any different. Usually, I'd say in general in League of Legends, right? Your top lane is pretty much useless. Like, top lane is just awful bad roll in lower elos, and it's not gonna help you at all. What you want to do is place this control ward on the bot side, not only because Dragon is an objective that you care a lot about, but also because your bot lane is 2 kills to the enemy, and top lane is only 1 kills to enemies, right? So you want to place your vision on bot side um, most of the time. This would be a great ward if, let's say, Maskey played on top side right now, or um, Rift Herald was up, for example. But also, like, you have to place this a bit more aggressively, meaning that this ward could be placed, for example, here, maybe here, maybe here, maybe here, because you have the priority, right? Since you have the superior push, you'll be able to get a bit more deep vision. Deep vision is really good, especially when you're playing against Kayn and Zac, that it's very good at like ganking from long ranges, right? Okay, so his goal is to thin out the wave before it crashes his tower, so it's much easier to last hit, so you have less time to roam, and so that you have less time to go deep ward. And every time he goes for a last hit in this wave, you just want to harass him. Tell him who's the boss. Okay, so you saw Kayn on the minimap right there because your bot lane pinged danger. They pinged assistance because he showed up, right? This means that you will have to hug topside, which you are doing perfectly right now. Okay, but you're playing way too far back. No, 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 no. Okay, in this scenario, you just want to look at the wave. You're losing first of all CS. You're gonna hit level 6 before him probably, I'd say. And yeah, you saw Kayn on bot side, but what will he do? Like, he runs through here, right? You can just, instead of running to a turret, run straight up to Master Yi, like, and you will, I mean, maybe not win 2v2, but Kayn will probably back off and not chase you, right? So you can just stay in this area right here, push out the minions poking Malphite. Malphite is not level 6 yet. If he was level 6, you would have to be careful, right? So you're standing here, pushing the minions, poking Malphite, and Kayn comes from here, right? You can simply just run to your Master Yi, and you still have your flash, so there's space to make errors, right? So yeah, this is like, the thing is, it's obviously good that you play passive when you're getting ganked or that you have suspicions about their jungler ganking you. But this is like, you have space to, also you're standing way too far back. You're losing experience from this. You can, first of all, you can just stand here, and then if Kayn comes, Malphite is not in range to ulti you, and you'll still soak up the experience. If you're standing here as you just did, you're losing experience because you're not in range of their experience. Um, this is fine now. Malphite is level 6, you have to play careful, you know Kayn is around mid lane. This is perfect, but before you could play a bit more controlled aggressively, I'd like to call it, because your jungler was nearby, right? Yeah. And this ward is also suboptimal because, um, first of all, the jungler can actually just like sneak around. It might not look like it, right? But there's actually fog of war here, so the jungler can actually sneak around like this corner without being seen. And second of all, um, I know it might be a bit confusing when I say that you need to worry about bot side, right? Because it's 2 kills instead of 1. But when you just saw Kayn run through the mid lane and up to top lane, right? You don't want to ward this, because what is this gonna give you vision about? Like, all this intel, the only thing this intel can give you is that when Vel'Koz is roaming, you will not get hit by a Q. But again, Vel'Koz is not really a roaming champion, right? Maybe if you played against an Alistar, this could be considered a better ward, but obviously you want to save this ward. You're not really in danger because the wave is pushing towards you. So your positioning right now is just outside your turret. So most likely not going to happen a gank on you because you can just run to your turret or flash your turret, right? So you want to save this ward and don't place it top immediately. Wait till you push out the wave, last hit the minions, and you get prio again, and then place the ward here, right? Or here. Okay, let's see what's happening now. Okay, yeah. And this is fine to just chill. You know, don't want to push the wave too fast because we don't know where Kayn is yet. This is perfect. This is a really good wave you're holding right now. So it's not crashing your turret, which will make him unable to roam. You can like thin out the wave a bit more, meaning that you hit it a bit more with your Q and W. Um, yeah. Actually, it trades quite well early game, this Malphite, because of his Q damage, like base damage is really high. Okay. Here you can definitely gank, ask your jungle for help. You have Tibbers and you'll trade 1 for 1 no matter what, and you're in quite a bad spot right now. Yeah. This is a really bad recall. Um, okay, so obviously, I'm sure you know that this is a bad recall because you're gonna lose this entire wave, but I'm sure you're afraid of that. He's gonna dive you, right? Under the turret and just kill you. And I'd say, so Master Yi in this scenario, he put a ward here, right? What is he actually doing? He has no idea what he's doing, right? So you want to ping Master Yi to help you here because you're really fucked. And let's say you don't kill him, which is fine. And let's say he kills you, but Master Yi kills him. You just want to tell Master Yi to push out the wave. This gives you a reset, and this resets the wave. So in this exact time, you want to say to your jungle, dude, come help me. You might trade 1 for 1. You might trade 1 for 0. Whatever. If your wave is getting pushed, and you don't die, or if the wave is getting pushed and you trade 1 for 1, it's worth 100% of the time. Okay? Okay. What am I doing? What okay. So yeah, you're losing a bit of minions, right? Okay, but this actually is really good that I think your team is taking dragon. So you just push the wave here, right? Push it as fast as possible, and you go help them. Yeah, exactly like this. Perfect. And you go back to mid lane and roaming. You know that their Malphite is gonna reset here because you just reset, and you haven't yet, so you'll need more items. Okay. Now, in this scenario, you've already crashed the wave. Obviously, you can get platings, but look at bot lane though. We have an Alistar Jhin combo, right? Alistar has a shit ton of CC. Jhin has a shit ton of like follow up with his W and his ulti, which is probably coming in soon. Kai'Sa has no flash. I'm not sure if you knew that or not. But instead of getting platings, which is fine for you for yourself, right? This is a perfect roaming opportunity. Also because Alistar has so much CC and Jhin has a lot of CC follow up as well. And these guys are super mobile. Vel'Koz has no mobility. He has no jump on E or dash or anything, and neither does Kai'Sa. So taking platings here is okay, but roaming would be better. You also see how much they're pushed in, right? Let's see if you roam bot lane now, though. It would still be a good roam on bot lane because you're level 6. And you have your flash up.
Red team's turret has been destroyed.
So you see what's going on here is that you're taking too long to move or do anything. You push the wave in, right? This gives you an opening to do something on the map, having impact on the game. They spawned Rift Herald top lane. So you could go help him. You could also have roamed bot lane. Look how sad this is. They actually fought, and they were super low. So maybe if you had roamed down there, they would have been dead. So you get a ward in, and you go top lane. But yeah, he backs off, so you decide to go back mid lane, which is fine. You don't want to 50-50 it. But again, like this ward prevents you from dying, right? But this is not really beneficial for your entire team. So when you pushed in the wave like that you did before, you have more time to go deeper in their jungle. You can put a ward right there, right? Right here. So you'll have intel over Kayn taking Raptors, which will also help your bot lane from being able to play more aggressive. This ward is good, prevent you from dying, but it's not optimal in the situation we're in. Ouch. That's a lot of damage. Also, like, this is a perfect example on that you have more wave clear than him, but because he pokes you out and he can probably one-shot you, it's very dangerous for you to... Yeah. No, no. Okay, also, just a tip, right? Mordekaiser is 1-3. Never gank a losing lane, because there's no way this guy's gonna fucking carry. Then rather gank your bot lane as much as possible and help the get ahead, than ganking a losing lane, because losing lanes will most likely just end up in like Aatrox getting a double kill, right? He has like tabbies and an entire item. You have half an item, so does Mordekaiser. So your win con in this game, your win conditioning is what you want to think about, and that's your bot lane. You and your bot lane is your win conditioning, right? Because if you get your bot lane ahead, you'll also get more dragons. Sometimes what I like to do is that if this lane is too hard, or like you really don't enjoy being mid lane, you can simply just like go early boots, tier 2 boots, and then just roam a shit ton. Okay, he just fucked you up there. Um, okay, let's just see. Okay, first of all, you definitely don't want to play this aggressive when there's two in the mid lane. Um, because first of all, you get a trade on him, right? You proc electrocute, you're gonna maybe take 1/8 of his health. What's that gonna do for you? Nothing. You're wasting mana, you're wasting cooldowns on this guy. Um, and so like the reward of doing that on him is really, really low. Like you're not getting anything. You're not getting gold, you're not getting experience, you're not getting killed, you're not getting anything. On the other hand, the risk of doing that is dying, which will, on the other hand, and the opposite of the spectrum, lead you to die, lose gold, lose experience. So in this scenario, you just want to be sitting right here on your turret, just praying to dear God that they won't dive you. If you have a suspicion that they will, you'll probably have to back off, but at least be in experience range. And it's fine to give up a few minions for not dying. Okay. Blah 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 blah. Okay.
Shut down.
I would definitely have went tier 2 boots here because you really want to roam right now. I feel like that's what you need to do. Okay, so you're pushing out the wave, fine. And this is considered mid game, right? So right now you don't want to slow push as I told you earlier. This time you just want to push it in as you did right here and then go bot lane exactly like you did. Let's see what happens. Wow, wait. Oh, there's an Aatrox and your team died. Okay, good decision to fall back. A good decision to stand here as well. Yeah, maybe just don't type in chat. Okay, buddy, you see how much gold you're losing from just typing in chat? Just mute all. Simply just mute all because right now there's so much more productive you can be doing. Obviously, getting your CS and gold. Are you gonna die from AFK? You're giving up more CS now. Okay, so I mean, obviously you're tilted. I'm assuming your bot lane flames you a bit. Okay, let me just go back here. So obviously, I'm sure you know that already. So just mute all. Fine. What is going on here? Let me just see what's going on. Okay. Okay. So you're pushing out mid lane. Top lane is missing. Yeah, obviously this is a minor thing. And it's a lot about multitasking and like knowing. This is obviously map awareness. And since Aatrox pushed out the wave and has taken first tower, right? He's probably not gonna be here. He's gonna be looking for somewhere else to be. You see Malphite here, and he's going to Dragon. I don't know if you know that he's on Dragon or anything, but when you're this far behind as a team, you definitely don't want to be looking to get prio in the mid lane. Or, I mean, if you can, that would be great, but you really can't in this situation. So you're not dead, but you have to burn your flash. This just comes down to like having map awareness and realizing that their top laner is not on top. But other than that, it's fine that you get out. Yeah, and here you definitely just want to back off. Wait for the minions to crash your tower, clear them quickly, and then reset. Okay, and now you want to reset. Yeah, I really have my doubts about this one. Maybe it works? Nah, it definitely don't work. Okay, then push the wave really quickly here, and then reset. Okay, and he helps you with that, which is fine. Okay, perfect. Yeah, you can definitely not help him here. He's just fucking dead. Okay, good recall. But this team is like, Ludens is good. I'd say, against these guys. Um, Liandry's would also be really good because they're like the main damage right now. The ones that are fed on their team is like Kayn, Malphite, Aatrox, which are pretty bulky champions. Let's say their Kai'Sa had like 8 kills at this point. Proto Belt would also have been a great
Red
option,
team's
as well as
turret has
Luden's
been
Echo for
destroyed.
more burst and movement speed. But I'd definitely say like Luden's. I mean, Liandry's in this situation would be good. And this push works because you just saw Aatrox reset. Okay, now you got Prio. What you gonna do with it? You want to be thinking ahead. Every time you can crash the wave and think, what can I do with this? Can I get anything done? Okay, and you just roamed on bot lane and it worked out. Splendid. Great. Great job. This is what you want to be doing every time you get the mid prio. Not that you can get mid prio every time, right? Let's say you could. You want to be thinking while pushing the wave. Okay, what can I do? Is there a dragon up? Can I roam bot lane? Are they pushed in? Do they have flash? What about top lane? Is he vulnerable? Is he squishy? Stuff like that. Factors that will lead you to get kills by roaming. And you don't want to be roaming every time, like every time you get prio. Let's say both their bot laners had flash. You don't want to roam then. Okay. But this engage is quite unnecessary. Let's just... Okay. So Jhin rotates mid lane here, right? He's thinking, oh, their bot lane is mid lane. Let's A-ram this. He needs more wave clear. Let me just... Okay, you want to be looking at top wave. You want to see, okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, and there's a cannon minion. This wave, your wave, will push towards his tower. And that's a lot of gold you lose, but you can't really step up from this point on because you don't have any vision and you're quite far behind. This wave is always also going to push towards their tower, right? So it's actually fine for you and Jhin to be mid lane at the same time in this exact scenario, because even though you share experience, there's nothing to take on the side lanes. But you definitely just want to be clearing minions here, and you don't want to engage or anything, because let's say in a happy scenario where you actually win somewhat of a team fight where you engage, what are you gonna get? Probably not gonna kill all 5 of them at this point while you're this far behind. Um, they're up 5k. You'll lose the fight. Let's say you win though. You will maybe get a tower mid lane. Um, but that's it. Like, that's not really worth it. Mainly you want to engage in fights where you have the number advantage. So let's say Aatrox was top lane right here and push the tower. You would be able to force a 5v4, maybe 4v3, something like that. You want to fight away from Aatrox. So every time Aatrox is not there, you want to fight, because Aatrox is the strongest member, right? Your Jhin needs to be there as well. So this is where map awareness comes into play. So you don't see Kayn and Vel'Koz here. Um, and and you're thinking this is a good fight. But Aatrox is there, and the thing about people that are far ahead, who would win? Who would win? 4-item Aatrox versus 4 people with 1 item each one. So let's say you had 1 item, Jhin had 1 item, Alistar had 1 item, and Mordekaiser had 1 item. But Aatrox had 4 items. So it's a 4v1. Who would win? The answer is always going to be Aatrox, because item scaling is a thing in this game. So the guy with more items is probably going to win every time. So even though this might be a situation where you outnumber them, even though you don't know where Kayn and Vel'Koz is, the outcome will always be negative, because Aatrox is so big at this point that you want to avoid fighting around him. Let's see how it worked out. Yeah, he stepped up a bit, which is unfortunate. And your bot lane dies probably here as well. Yeah, so this situation was just generally like high risk, low reward. And even though you might be mad at your teammates for something that happened, this was actually your fault because you engaged, you set up the fight, you put out tibbers, you missed it unfortunately, but this was a bad fight and you want to be thinking of when to fight and when not to fight. So even this could hypothetically be like a situation where you were 4 people, 5 people against 3 people. The Aatrox was still there and he's 5-1 and has a shutdown of 550 gold. Instead, you wanted to wave clear, wait for Aatrox to go top lane, push the wave, maybe grab that wave, wait till you have a bit more items, and then force a fight when Aatrox is not there. Holy cow. Oh, okay. Yeah, Master Yi is kind of griefing you right now, which is not fine, but um, you can go top lane, push that wave here instead of just standing mid lane. Because, okay, look, this Maokai is a retard because he reset it like this. Um, so you can pretty much just go grab the wave. If you don't do that, I don't do that in high elo, right? Because I don't want my team to flame me, but then you'll just have to stand back in the mid wave, like under your turret, and wait for the wave to crash. That's pretty much what you can do at this point. Obviously, you have no way to wave clear against these guys. Your bot lane needs to be mid, and you want to be top lane or bot lane, depending on where Malphite is, right? So you just want to go bot lane or top lane in a side wave, since you can't really like wave clear or defend against Kai'Sa Vel'Koz. Jhin Alistar is much more likely to be able to do that. Okay, so Aatrox is pushing bot lane. Your Mordekaiser is not there. This is a 5v4. But somehow it works. At this point, right? Now Aatrox arrives and you're all gonna die because Aatrox is hella strong. You see what I mean? Like, even though you pretty much won that fight by quite a bit, because for some reason you like won it. I mean, in high elo you would have never have taken this fight, and you would never have won it. But because Aatrox is so strong, you lost it anyway. He pretty much won before that fight, right? So in that scenario, you want to give up the dragon and don't fight for it, and then do something else productive, like pushing out side waves, creating pressure, taking enemy jungle camps on the top side, getting vision on the top side, on the Baron. Stuff you can do on the other side of the bot side of the map since dragon is there. Push the wave. You can't really contest this dragon. Kinda getting fucked by raptors. Good sign, yes. Yeah, and at this point I think the game is quite over, but the main problem with this game was not that you played bad in the laning phase or anything. You played quite well actually at many of the points in the laning phase. The main problem with this game was that you didn't use your mid prio the way you could have. So you want to not only place the wards where you prevent yourself from dying, but you want to place the wards that prevents your team from dying. You want to help your bot lane, you want to help your jungler. In this game, what happened was pretty much that you played your mid lane, Malphite played his mid lane, and you coin flipped the game, and your bot lane lost not that much, and your top lane lost really much. or a lot, by a lot, right? And right now you just don't be mid lane, just roam top lane, push out the wave. This is too much of an A-ramp game. Now you're sharing experience, which is not good in any scenario. So Mordekaiser is mid lane right now. Just want to go top lane and push that wave, because right now you are losing minions. Ooh, it's so sad. And never. Yeah, I'm assuming you're tilted by now, because this was really big overextension. Also, like, there's times when you cannot push tower. Like 90% of the time, you will only get towers when the enemy is not there. You never actually push towers like you do in ARAM. It's not really possible. Just want to be taking top wave there, and the thing about this game, this actually probably could have won. So um, let's say you push top lane, right? And didn't overstay like this Master Yi did. You push the top lane wave under turret, and you backed. This made Kayn go top lane to take the minions, and Master Yi reset, right? Then you're a 4v5, which obviously is not ideal because Aatrox is there, but at least it would have given you a bit higher chance of winning, or at least trading kills and surviving till the next team fight, right? Because it's a 5v4. So pushing out the side lanes, creating pressure, also creates the enemy to make mistakes and giving your team number advantage when it comes to team fight. Oh, and he just trolled, like. Yeah, you definitely want to run towards your tower there. And I guess that's game. Okay, but yeah. I hope you learned something from this Vod review. Definitely mute your teammates next time. So, but actually not bad played at all. But I think you could have done better. Um, and I hope that you learned how to do that now from these two videos. Yeah. Okay. Bye bye.